Hello and welcome to the next session on the 27th as we delve into how we can help solve the poor rat folk that have become entangled in what appears to be some kind of crime syndicate. I really hope you enjoy this episode, and I apologise for our slight interlude, but again, I got married, so slight importance of things outside of the world of RPGs. As much as I love these things, I do always try and impress the idea that to players that actually life comes first, and as it does, I'm glad we're back, and I hope you enjoy. Welcome to this episode, and we are beginning in the camp, and it's over to you guys as the sort of the morning rides around, and you sort of are tasked with heading to a meeting with Pauldreen. Otherwise, the guards of Escadar will descend upon the camp if you don't arrive to surrender the Ratfolk.
Did we go out drinking the night before? I don't think we did we?
No, you had a party, like a little sort of celebration of sort of getting rid of Peruna, and sort of trying to make the camp a bit more jovial in the fact of celebrating there's going to be a show coming up and everything else.
That was it. Yeah, I remember now. So, friends, how are we feeling this morning? Bit rocky?
I feel okay. I feel like we should be protecting these red folk. I feel right as rain, bright as the morning sun, and I'm ready to go a few rounds with this Pauline. No, I'm only kidding. Pauldreen is formidable. I'm not feeling like going any rounds with her whatsoever. I don't want to put that idea in anybody's head that I am up for an argument with Pauldreen. Just if anyone was listening, Pauldreen is a saint. I really enjoy Pauldreen's company. I think she's stern. I think we've got to. I think it's going to be very difficult to keep the rat folk from her. I reckon we might have to earn their freedom back. Do you think it'd be that way round?
I think that once we track down this criminal, I think we can clear the rat folks' names and bring him to justice. Then it will bring us in good stead with this city, and hopefully win the favour of the local guard here.
I think we'll have to hand them out. I think they'll have to spend some time in her custody before we get them out with Taskel as our bargaining chip. And we have that Wolfstrand house to go to. Just need to find out which part of the city it's in, and crack it open like a nut.
I agree. So let's see. Do we know where this place is located, by the way?
What, Pauldreen's office?
This house.
Wolfston's house. Not explicitly, no. You know it's in the city.
Okay, so we might have to. Yeah, I mean, I'm not local, so.
I can go ask around real quick.
Yeah. Yes, if you would care to do such a thing, and maybe take some flyers with you, and as you go, you can inform people of the circus as well. Kill two birds, so to speak. Sorry, Tekio.
just imagine Zonk coming back with like hundreds of birds for no other reason than misunderstanding of a turn of a phrase. Really proud of this one stone that he found. So are you heading into Escadar?
I'm going to hand out some flyers, get people a bit riled up for the show. When is the show happening?
You've got another week and a bit to sort of get it running. you can start it as soon as you want to, or you can wait to sort of actually set it up. You just have like a deadline date as opposed to a time that you've actually announced one for. I think you've aimed to do one on sort of the weekend, I think was agreed previously. Yeah, you have until Moon Day the 19th of Erastus, also known as a Monday. You're currently on Oath Day the 8th, so you literally have like 11 days.
11 days, okay. Is there anything that we can do to help prepare whilst Zonk goes into the city to find out about this house, this person?
What would you like to do? There probably are options.
Let's have a think. I guess maybe check on the supplies, make sure that we've got enough beer for the audience. Double check that all the staff are fine and okay with the area that we've picked and that they've settled in okay. I think it's probably a good start, I think.
Okay. Could you do a perception check for me, just to sort of not perception, by diplomacy, as you sort of go around and sort of do words of encouragement to the performers, make sure they're settled in,
Sure.
maybe give a few some the equivalent of Alka-Seltzer after the hangover.
So plus 11 to the roll. 14, 11, 25 in total for my first roll of the day.
So yeah, they're based on your sort of kind words and sort of little offers of praise. The staff of your Circus of Wayward Wanderers do seem calm in all sense, and sort of morale seems better based on your decision as a group to sort of have a bit of a knees up, as it were, to sort of reinvigorate them. In terms of stocks, as you go round as well, you sort of talk to a few people, mostly the ones that look sober enough to deal with it, and just get them to go off and sort of do tallies and counts and everything else. You can see by his name now escapes me. Palace, no, not Palace. Dollis Pan, that's it. He, by his tent, you can see stacks upon stacks of beer. By the tent, by the brokers, have the honourable brokers. They look well prepared, shall we say. You also went in and did sort of a bit of a recce on stocks and everything else quite recently, so you are quite well prepared and sort of stored up.
Excellent. Everything seems to be in order here. It's good that you're all happy, and if you have any concerns, obviously do come to me and our associates, our group. We will be here for the day, just practicing our routines and making sure that you guys are okay with your routines, ready for this show. I know we have neglected the circus somewhat in the last couple of days, but here we are now, and we're ready to put on a show.
The professor himself comes up and is the first one sort of to, based on your speech, sort of go, and when will that be exactly? The show, that is.
Ah, well, it's about 1 week from now, isn't it?
So next Oath Day.
Yes. Well, if you think that would be an appropriate day to hold such an event, then then that would be brilliant.
I mean, Star Day is always a good day, especially on this
Star Day
island.
it is, then. Let's take your advice. You're more of a circus folk than I am, so I will value your input here.
Right. Well, I'll get the performers ready for Star Day in 2 days' time. If you could just let me know who's performing, that'd be great. But don't have to right now.
Oh, two days. I was okay. Yes,
Circus
yes,
is ready.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
The only other person to come forward is
Wasn't expecting it to be so soon. But...
so soon. Oh, I'm shocked. The only other person to come forward is Derek. So you say like you can you'll sort anything out, and he points down at his foot. I do kind of miss my toe. Can you do something about that?
Derek, that's what makes you so unique. I couldn't remove that from you, surely. Then you'd just be normal.
Well, until I got turned into a statue, I sort of had all my toes. I quite liked them.
Trust me, that's a feature that women would die for. You'll get many a swoon over having lost a toe in the feats of combat.
I make ropes. I don't really do this whole combat thing. I mean, it will make my job easier.
Do you make ropes with your feet?
Well, no, but I do need them to balance.
Well, I mean, we can certainly consider getting your toe attached, but that's out of my remit, I'm afraid. We can deliver you to a healer in town at some point, and maybe they can do something, but...
Right. Well, if you do find a way to get me my toe back, I'd much appreciate it. I've been feeling a bit off kilter recently.
Very well. Well, you know, best foot forward and all that.
Well, that's the left now. It used to be my right. And he sort of looks a little bit forlorn. That there's nothing you feel that you and the great and powerful Oracle can do, and sort of just shuffles off. So yeah, you are sort of free to do as you wish, within reason.
Yeah, I'm just going to spend like an hour, maybe 2 hours in the city, handing out flyers and doing some promotion for the show. I'm not going to attract too much attention because I think it's the first time I've really been in a big city. So, well, Zonk has been in a really big in a really big city, so he's not going to really attract too much attention. And then he's going to look for like places where he can ask about Wolfston House. So he's going to look for markets or busy shops or something like that.
Excellent.
Or pubs.
What are the rest heading to meet Paul Dreen, or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I think we're.
Yeah.
I think the Ratfolk, wherever they are, I think they need to come with us, see Paul Dreen, and we take it from there.
Okay. You don't see them anywhere at this point. They're not in the visible vicinity of you.
I'll head over to their caravan, the place that, because we gave them a temporary one to stay in.
You did, yeah. The door's closed as you approach. There's nothing, you know, any worrying signs. It's not been on fire or anything.
Good day. Good morning. Hello. Anyone there? And I'll rustle.
Very slowly, the doorway opens, and reaching barely halfway up the height of the door on this wagon, two solemn rat folk step out, heads bowed, and close the door behind them. Where one of them that you recognise as Kaleem looks up at you. Quick, before Fidget realises we must go.
Well, look, guys, we must go. Yes, come with us, but we just expect you to have a short stay with the sheriff. We're going to be apprehending this task girl and setting you free after that, clearing your name. So don't look so forlorn. We've got your back. Your wiry haired, kind of brown, dirty kind of back. We've got it.
If you don't mind me saying, we've not had much luck in the land of man, so we will reserve our hopes until we feel that they are likely to meet a lucky ending at this point. If we make it out with our heads and our tails.
Don't worry about that. You're not with just men anymore. You're with us, the circus. You're one of us now. Don't you worry. We'll do everything we can to bring you back home safely.
Yes, and sort of taking in the variety that is the makeup of the group, he sort of nods his head and says, "Yes, I guess we're not in the company of men anymore." And sort of steps down the stairway and heads towards sort of the entrance of the circus, ready to board or walk with you, depending on how you're intending to travel into town. Yeah, if you have nothing else you wish to do, you can travel into the city.
Yes, please.
Okay. So relatively quickly you make it to the city. There's no one at the sort of gates that stops you from going in. The day is it's about, by the time you get there, about 11, approaching midday. You have an hour in which to be at Pauldreen's office, and yeah, the day is into full swing, as it were. You come in again through the north gate. Zonk, you know that the markets are off to the east, but there are bars and taverns scattered throughout the sort of area. There's not like a pub district. Don't want people getting too drunk in one place. So they are spread out over the city, and obviously the rest of you know exactly where Pauldreen's office is. So, is there anything you say to each other before you part, or do you just slink off into the distance without a word?
Yeah, I'm going to go into the city.
Yep.
I can meet you guys at Pauldreen. Maybe.
Excellent, yes.
If you're still there.
That sounds like a brilliant idea. Yes, if you'd like to meet us. If we're not here, then I'll meet you at the bar that we were at, where we got drunk together that time, just in case we end up cutting our meeting short. But yes, any information you can find out about this building, this house, would be much appreciated. I know, obviously, we've got to promote this circus, but the task at hand for me is to apprehend this monster.
So this Wolfson house is the house that's linked to Tascal, right?
Only in the sense that that is what the Ratfolk have mentioned as a place, as opposed to anything else. They've just heard the name mentioned. That's all you know.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no greater there's no knowledge you have that it's linked in any way. The pub's name was the Sheltered Crook. Continuity of names. I had to look up myself before we had 38 versions of the same pub. Although could become a thing. Some kind of weird magical pub, or it's tax evasion. I don't know. Like Howl's Moving Castle style. Different pub inside every day.
It's named after a tax evading wizard gnome, the Magical Crook.
Okay, so you part ways, and quite quickly, Zonk, you make it to the market district. I believe you said you were going to sort of head to.
Yeah, actually, because Wolfson House, it can be a few things. It sounds maybe a bit posh, like rich.
Yep.
Or it could be something even to do with the dock. So I think I'm going to do like a really big circle. And I'm going to go to the markets, but I'm also going to go to the better neighborhood, maybe, and also the docks, if that's possible, if there are docks or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
there's
Yeah.
some pretty hefty docks within this. It is the major trading point between here and the main Isle of Kortos.
But I'm going to try to do it in the time that I've allotted for it. So yeah, I'm going to do it with haste, with some haste, I think.
Yep, no, that's fine. Where do you wish to head to first? The docks. So you're aware where the number 2 is on the map. In the south west of the map is where you'll find the docks. The market is sort of in the realm of sort of the number 4 over to the east. Sort of is the main market district. Again, obviously shops are spread out over the city, but.
And where is the better neighborhood? Like if there is one, and like in Noble
over
District
in the
or
northwest.
or here?
Yeah, based on your walk into the city, the size of the houses, the buildings, it's much more refined as you come in there.
And where is the office of Poldreen?
Is over to the west, roughly number 7.
Okay, so then I'm going to go first to the markets.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a circle through the city, go to the docks,
Yep.
ask around a bit, maybe here as well, and then I'm going to go to maybe to the neighborhood if I have time, and otherwise I'm going to go to Poldreen's.
Okay,
office.
so we'll start off with Zonk, and then we'll sort of lead into what happens with Paul Dream. But you guys sort of head off there with the Ratfolk in tow. Okay, so we're starting off with the market. What sort of person do you think you'd approach?
I think maybe the vendors, because they meet a lot of people. They are here all day.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So if you approach a vendor, and he sort of appears to have a range of different sort of bolts of cloth for sale. There's nothing particularly fine. There's no sort of silk or anything of that sort of quality, but it's some what looks like good hearty cotton and wool and other bits like that, and is sort of just pulling off a few bits off a ream, slicing them down, setting them aside as though he's sorting out some customer's order, and sort of notices you sort of off to one side and looks down. Right, you got an order, mate, for your master. Yeah, is that what you're here for?
Oh no, sir, I'm here to invite you to the circus, sir. And I hand him a folder, a flyer of the circus.
Bloody
We
hell!
are the Circus of the Wayward Wanderers, and we've got a show for you.
It's a bloody wonder, mate. Your little common tongue is quite good. Not really met many of your lot that can string a whole sentence together. Beg me pardon, of course. Yeah. When is it? He looks at the flyer you've handed out. There's no date on it.
It's somewhere next week, within a week. It's not set yet.
Oh well. If you get a clearer day, because work and all, can't really miss out on money. Seems like you're well outside the city, so a bit of a travel. If you find it, let me know, and I'll come along. Bring a few friends.
So, what do you sell here? Like little ropes?
He looks down at, like, literally the bolts of cloth are about 2 meters wide. They're huge, huge bits of cloth that are obviously sold to tailors or, curtain makers or the similar like. So sort of cloth, I guess. Material for clothes, curtains, table covers, floor covers. I don't know, bed covers. Yeah.
Maybe we would need some cloth for the circus. I can ask actually, but look,
that'd be most excellent,
sir. Good sir. I actually have a question for you. Does the name Wolfston House ring a bell?
Uh, ah, it does. Yes, I did an order for one of the sort of local landowners who, well, his servants said he lived at Wolfston House, and that's where the order was to be sent to. I've never been there myself. They haven't actually collected the order yet. It was only about a week ago, so it's yeah, it's not
Okay.
been collected. But you know that happens. I've got my money, so I don't care.
Uh, and it's a house outside the city.
No, 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 inside.
Oh. Do you know where it is?
No, no. Uh,
Mm.
I've just got the money. I don't really mind so much. But yeah, no, it's
Mm.
based on how much they bought. It's quite a nice
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
I'd guess.
Okay.
Or maybe they're doing it up. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
No, and again, let me know about this circus thing. It'd be nice to see something different. Celestial Menagerie's been here for quite a while. It's really good, mind you.
Oh,
Always enjoy a
they
show.
are rubbish. They are really, really bad.
Oh, I'm guessing you drink too much of the ale when you go. Always have a good show when I go. Do love a good show.
Yeah, yeah. You certainly have to come to our show. It's much better than the other one.
Well, I mean, they're sort of already winning in regards to the fact they at least tell me when it is. So as soon as you got that, you know, you're in good run-ins, I guess.
Okay. See you later, sir.
Bye.
And then I head out to the. I'm going to skip the docks, so I'm going to head out to the Batter district in the northwest.
Okay. So yeah, you head there, and again, um, you notice the sort of the transition in terms of the garments people are wearing, sort of quite quickly. Aside from the servants are in mostly plainer clothing, aside from the odd flash of colour that denotes the house or family they work for. The quality of the clothing quite rapidly increases into more fine dresses, suits, and the like. Number of carriages that are being used more for transport than for trade purposes sort of increases, and most people, other than to step out of your way, the servants that is, most people don't pay you a blind bit of notice, which is including the carriage drivers that, unless you sort of make quick footing, would trample you down.
Yeah, I think I kind of stand out here, so I'm going to try to approach one of the servants if I see
Yeah,
any of on the street. Um, uh,
you do have your rather nice armour that has a rather nice ability, don't
oh,
forget.
of course. Nice. So okay, yeah, I'm going to activate my armor
Yep.
or my cloak, maybe
Yes.
my cloak. So I look like I belong here, but I'm a servant, right? Or like
Yeah.
somebody unimportant.
So your sort of garb shifts to a sort of a plainish dark grey, and there's sort of a flash of yellow off your shoulder. It's colour that you haven't seen yet, so you sort of feel you're not going to have to worry about someone sort of looking at you funny when you're wearing the colours of a local house but don't work for them. But yeah, you approach a servant, yeah, older sort of teenage boy, close to sort of 18-ish sort of years.
Um,
I'm looking forward to
uh,
Posh Lonk.
so I tuck away my flyers
Yep.
behind my belt or so or something. Excuse me, sir. And I give my best, like uh, the best city goblin look I can give, like a trained servant
Mm.
look that I can give. Excuse me, sir. Can you help me, please?
He looks at you a little bit quizzically. Oh, I ain't no sir, mister. What do you need? I'm very busy, and he's carrying a stack of what appears to be books of some kind, indescript. You can't see any titles. They could be ledgers. They could be, he could have been to the local shop and picked up some books for a master or mistress, who knows. But he sort of seems busy, but taken aback at the mention of being called a sir. Probably the first and only time in his life that has happened.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, but I've been hired for a job at Wolfson House, and they gave me the wrong address. Do you know where I can find Wolfson House? It should be in the area here.
Yes, I do. Yes, you might want to go back to the person that gave you the uniform, though. It's green, the colours of the house.
Oh, oh.
Yes, Lord Luck. He is currently the proprietor of the house. And he just sort of points out, it's down this road, next left. You'll get there.
Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, so they didn't mean the skin color of green. They meant okay. Bye.
And yeah, he sort of nods and then carries on rushing, sort of down a side avenue, wide enough to not be a street,
Okay.
and disappears off without another word.
Okay. So I go look at the place where he sends me. So when I activate the cloak, do I still look like a goblin, or do I look like a human?
I'd have to check the rules on the object. I think it is just you can change your clothing. I don't think it's physical appearance on that one.
Okay.
I think it literally is just can hide your armor and stuff.
Yeah, it's an illusion. It's I become drab and uninteresting.
Yeah.
Okay, like a servant. Okay. Yeah, I go look for the house.
Cool. So yeah, you go off and quite quickly you come down down this sort of avenue you've been sent down, and there are sort of house after house after house. There are a few what appear to be side alleys down each one, sort of designed clearly for access to servants and things like that, or sort of deliveries, as it were. There's nothing that shouts Wolfston House on it. If you want to do a perception check.
Yes. I look for the house. So I guess most houses here have like names or tags that identify them as like
From
from
what
a
you can
certain
see,
family.
there appear to be insignias. They don't seem to have names. There seems to be more crests, shields, flags of that sort of ilk.
25.
You spot two houses that give you a good inkling they could be it. They literally sit opposite each other. Both of them have hues of green running through. One has a flag that has green sort of all over it, and sort of a falcon on it. And then the other one has two stripes of a dark green and a light green, and then has just a single eye in the middle of it, an open eye.
Can I ask around there? Are there people running around as well here?
Oh yeah, there's sort of servants. There's still carriages. Some carrying sort of travellers or sort of lords and ladies potentially, as well as some delivery sort of carriages, and then people on foot.
Yeah, I approach another servant, I think, and I just ask which house is Wolfson House, I think.
Yeah. the first servant you sort of go up to and ask, he sort of just, again, seems to be on quite a mission, as it were, and sort of carrying a nondescript cloth bag, just sort of nods over towards the house that has the open eye on the insignia.
Okay, thank you. And then I make sure that I can find it, and then I go to meet the rest of the party.
Okay. So, switching over to the others, you approach the entrance to Pauldreen's office, or the office building, and quite quickly the guards recognise you and send you straight in to wait. And heading inside, you arrive outside Pauldreen's office, all except Zonk, of course, who is not there. And yeah, the doors are closed, and the guard that leads you in suggests you take a seat.
Same guard as before, or different?
No, different guards.
But it's good to have some competent men working in this place. Thank you. I will take the seat. Thank you.
Thank you, guards. I have also heard about these seats. They are nice seats. Thank you, guards.
Thank you very much. He's a bit hungover from the last night, I think.
So Kalim and Lish rush over to take a seat between them, sort of sitting very delicately, making sure none of their sort of claws scratch the quite fine velveteen style surface of these couches. Within a short time, the doors both open, and inside you see two guards and Pauldreen herself stood by her table, as well as 4 chairs set out. First guard comes towards you and right, these the Ratfolk? Looking straight at you, Andrus.
Yes, treat them with care and respect. They are innocent until proven guilty, and we will prove their innocence in this. Of course, they were coerced, harassed, and blackmailed through point of death to do the actions that they may have caused. But that does not mean that they are bad or unlawful creatures.
You hear him call, and quite quickly 2 more guards appear down below, and they head over holding manacles and place them upon Kalim and Lish and lead them into the room.
Into the office? Into the office,
yes.
Okay. May I follow? I wish to follow. Come. And before they can answer, I'll usher the other guys.
Okay. Yeah. There's no indication you can't follow.
Good.
And yeah, obviously you can take a place in the room. I assume Bruce and Takeo follow in.
Thank you for inviting me into your humble office, and for looking after these rat folk safely.
As you can see, we've brought them here as agreed. They put up no fight, no quarrel. They offered to come to aid you to track down this villainous character, and obviously we are here at your cooperation. So please continue.
Pauldreen takes a seat in her rather ornate-looking chair, as opposed to the 4 rather simple chairs that you find presented for yourselves and Kalim and Lish to sit in. The 2 additional guards do not leave the room, and the 2 guards that were originally in there stay as well. You can see in front of Pauldreen herself there are numerous documents, open books. Clearly, again, there are many sort of aspects to her role, and she is sort of embroiled in quite a few different things. There is also a separate table with a couple of sealed letters on that have yet to be opened or sent. It's unclear based on where you are. And she sits, head resting on a hand, as she sort of signs off a final piece, and Takeo finds himself a chair finally. Then she sort of looks up, places the pen back into the inkwell, takes in the 4 in front of her, passes a gaze to Takeo, who has sat in the chair. Whether he should have or not is yet to be seen. But she then brings her eyes back to bear on the Ratfolk before looking up to Andrus. Are these the ones you spoke of? The ones that have been working with Tascal?
That's correct, yes. Like I said, they put up no fight. They're here to offer their any help and aid that they can offer.
And there are just the 2 of them?
That is correct. There are 2 of them here.
So there are more elsewhere?
But what we don't know is how this Taskiel recruited his thief network, or his network of forced labour. So there could well be many other people that he has press ganged into committing deeds. But these 2 stand before you as those that we will be clearing the name of. But there may be more that we clear the name of, Sheriff, as I'm sure you hope.
She beckons the guard positioned to her left over to her, and she whispers something in his ear, and he leaves the room. Well, their part in this business is yet to be seen and proven, but again, as I said before, and I'm a lady of my word, anything that allows us to capture Tascal may allow us to be more forgiving of individuals involved, especially if there is proof of this coercion, as you so claim. I have nothing in the form of evidence that would support this as yet, and I am Chief Constable if nothing else, and I must uphold the law as best I can, and I can't be seen to show favourites or anything of that like, can I now?
No, of course. And we ask nothing of the sort, only that innocence until proven guilty has remained one of the top priorities in this conversation.
Excellent. I'm glad that you're being completely forthright and honest with the fact that there are 2 individuals only. Then there are, and she looks directly at Bruce and then directly at Andrus. There are no other Ratfolk.
Well, if you were to
Involved.
be specific, of course there is a 3rd. However, she is far too fragile to be here today. So I
So
have
you
brought
are-
in good faith her 2 brothers who are more than capable of
Sorry.
Answering any questions that you may have today.
So this is tricky, because you come here On the day of my daughter's wedding. You come here with promises of good faith and honour and honesty, and already, Andrus, you have shown that you can't be trusted, and you claim you cannot lie, yet a cover-up is as bad as one.
I can assure you I've done no such thing. You have asked me simple questions, and I've given you straightforward and simple answers.
Yesterday when I asked you, you told me there were 2.
Ah, that was my honest mistake. Apologies.
Well, clearly math is not your strong point. In game or in
I never
character.
went to school.
It's...
Can I
Yes?
secretly arm a smoke bomb in my bag?
I just love the idea of Takeo just sat in the corner and there's just little tiny bits of smoke, just nothing to see here, nothing at all. Yes, can you do a stealth check for me, please?
Okay, hold on.
It's just them beans. Them beans.
I'm just getting a bad feeling about how the soldier just went off. I rolled a 3.
Okay, you get a 14 in total. Pauldrine looks straight at you. You get the idea that she is very perceptive even when she's not looking for things. And just, I'd recommend you cut that out. That chair in itself is worth more than your life.
Now, Miss Pauldrine, may I just say that we are here in good faith, as I've stated, and we obviously wish to help you and aid in any way that we can in assisting in the apprehension of this criminal. I myself have stated many times that you have my full cooperation, and I am putting my life on the line for the sakes of capturing this man. I can assure you, any action that you may feel is against you has not been. We are here to assist you fully.
Well, you have 24 hours.
Very well, we will have that man.
You have until the sun reaches its zenith tomorrow to have him in front
And if we
of
bring
me.
this man back, you can assure us that these Ratfolk, providing that they can be vouched for, of their innocence, may go free.
If you can find proof, then yes. Otherwise, they'll stand trial amongst him.
I
And
can assure you, I will wring the proof from this man myself.
if we don't capture this man, what will happen?
Now, again, as you've lied to the Chief Justice of the city, you've harboured fugitives, because until
I have
proven,
done no such thing.
the 2 Ratfolk that sit in front of you were in your circus, were they not?
No, they were not.
Again,
They
you
have not
claim
yet
to tell
been
me the
initiated
truth,
into our circus.
but they stayed at your circus last night, as you told me yesterday.
Absolutely, anyone who is victim of
But you're
crime
therefore
is
harbouring
welcome to
fugitives,
stay
so
in our
yet again you
circus.
lie, and there's a third one you claim that you know of, and is at your
Harbouring?
circus.
Harbouring is the act of withholding them from the law. I can
Yes,
assure
and
you
there
I
is a
would do
third
no
one
such
that you
thing.
claimed didn't exist that is currently at the circus. Am I
did
not
not
wrong?
claim she did not exist. Did I say she didn't exist?
You told me yesterday there were 2, now you tell me there are 3.
I have come out in full confidence and told you when you asked me specifically there was another member in our group, and I told you the truth. I can assure you I'm a man of honesty. Maybe I make a mistake. We're all humanoid here.
You notice the
However-
guard directly to your left sort of just put his hand under his collar and sort of move it a little bit, like, oh fuck, sort of that, oh god, it's a bit tense. She looks...
We will have your man. However, I will not be accused of lying nor harbouring criminals in my circus.
Well, may I suggest that you leave now and don't lie in the future, and then you won't be able to be accused of it. Out. And she turns back to her writing.
Enough of sitting on these rather comfortable chairs, especially yours, Takeo. I hear that your one is worth a lot. Um, it's worth a great deal, that chair, take care, that you're sitting on. I heard it from her. So, so I think we'd better, count our lucky stars. We've got to sit on such comfortable chairs, and now let's get a move on.
I think we.
As you stand, the guards put each of their gauntleted hands, one on each of the Ratfolk, and without even looking up, sort of having already dismissed you, she just says, "They stay here," and then continues to write.
I think we might need to off Andrus when we leave the room.
Well, good day to you. And I have your word, do I? If I see so much as a bent whisker.
She doesn't even look up.
I'll take your silence as a yes, and then I'll storm out.
Oh, I just loved John's reaction to your just like hand into head, like, oh my god, and you had one job.
I'm not a fucking liar, and I refuse to let her call me that. That's an insult.
It is an insult, but when you lie, it sort of doesn't work.
That was a mistake. I was mistaken when I said it. When I was role playing, I said two, and I ran with it.
I think Bruce did as much as he could there without actually lying.
Just
I sense the sheriff sees a liar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Takio's fallen out of grace with the sheriff. So yeah, maybe he won't do the chief negotiating.
I mean, he basically looked like he was trying to start a fire in his bag. It's not a good sign. But it's half the fun. I will share her stats at the end of the book, just to give you a sense of how hilarious half the stuff you've done in her presence has been. You possibly literally with tails between legs, some people leave the room, and you quite quickly come outside, and there is a zonk stood waiting at the bottom of the steps.
I've got a location for you guys.
Excellent.
I hope it went well here as well.
Yes, couldn't have gone any better. Point us in the direction of this house. Let's apprehend this fellow and be done with this silly business.
Me and Bruce wink at each other, and pull out daggers.
Okay. So yeah, Zonk explains sort of what he's found out. Does he inquire as to the day that the circus is going to take place?
Oh yeah, there are a few interested people in the show. I mean, so that went well. Is there a date yet?
Yes, it was Star Day. 2 days' time.
Okay. And then I found a house, Wolfson House. It's a fancy house in a fancy neighborhood. So we might. Oh no, you'll pass, Andres. You'll pass. And it's like this house with a flag with green stripes and an eye. That's the one you have to look for.
But the fancy house in a fancy street reminded me of the something Bones, Funny Bones, the really
Funny
old
Bones,
kids book.
3 skeletons live
in a fancy street on a fancy road. There's a fancy house. Yeah, really random kids book that basically started out with in a dark house in a dark street. There's a dark door with the dark stairs. Now the dark stairs, there's a dark basement, and it just literally every single one is a dark something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
nice.
Childhood memories. It's always good fun. So yes, you quite quickly, following Zonk's instructions, return back to the north western district, and again, you're quite used to having travelled through this route several times to get to the centre of the city. Quite used to the level of fancy that is here. And you eventually end up outside the gates to Wolfston House with a large emblem at the centre of some rather ornate iron-wrought gates that stand about 15 foot tall. The actual fence line around it is slightly lower at about 10 foot, but again, each one is to a horrifying point. Scaling it would be fun, shall we say. The centre of the gates finish with a crest set into the ironwork. The crest itself looks far newer than the gatework and the fence itself, and there is two slashes of green. The higher one is a darker sort of jade green, and the bottom one is sort of a much lighter, sort of like the traditional colour of grass, sort of coloured green. And in the centre is an eye that just seems to stare out into nothingness. There's no eyelid or anything like that. It is just a single circular eye in the middle. There's no guards, no staff, no anything that you can see. The house itself isn't in disrepair so much. It is a large 3-storey building. Sort of, if you were to give a sense of sort of a late medieval house, wood panelling. It's seen better days, shall we say, but it's not like the windows are falling out or are broken, but it's could do with a paint job. There aren't even curtains or sashes hanging in the windows. The door itself looks a bit weathered, but there's no physical damage to the house itself.
Okay, tell me, how did you come about this information?
I asked some folks. Vendors, they know a lot what goes on in the city, I think. So I went to one of them, and one thing led to this place, to another, and to this place.
Excellent work. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
How do we wish to approach this? Should we knock on the door and ask, inquire? Or do we want to be more covert and check this place out first? What would you suggest?
I think we shouldn't like linger here, because in this neighborhood that's going to draw attention real fast, I think.
Yes, I
Could we
agree.
come back at night?
We only have 24 hours with which to detain this person, this miscreant, so the less time we take on this, the better.
So you don't want to go back to Chief Constable Poldreen to ask permission to raid the house because we have evidence or something like that that points to it?
No need. We will we will apprehend this person ourselves and show that woman what we can really do.
Okay. So how come you feel you have to prove yourself to her? Is this like a city dwellers thing?
More a pride thing, if anything, if I may be honest with you. She accused us of being miscreants and harbouring fugitives, and I want to clear our names, and I want to clear our fellow Ratfolk names as well.
Yeah, well, they call it the Pride of Lions, so that makes sense. Okay. Let's check out the house then, I think. Or should we come back when it's less busy?
I think we should approach as ticketers, someone who's offering leaflets to the local houses, and we can knock on the door and say, introduce ourselves as the circus folk, and say that we're just delivering some leaflets and some advice on seeing the circus.
Yep, totally believable. A cat, a bird, a lizard, and a goblin definitely plays to people running a circus.
Hello, sir. Have you got time to talk about the church, the Circus of Wayward Wanderers?
Hello. Oh, Oh, I can't remember the rest of the song. The one from the Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon.
Yeah. Oh, it's completely gone.
Hello, my name is Andros.
No.
And I would like to talk to you about the Circus of Wayward Wonders.
Well done. If you
Please
didn't
don't
already
copyright
have,
strike us.
if you didn't already have 3 hero points, I would give you another one. So, you wish to approach the gate, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we haven't got any reason to be, to look like we're suspicious or to be chased by guards or anything. We're just people during the day, just knocking on the.
You haven't got any reason, but you just look shifty. So you approach the gate, and I assume you attempt to open it.
Yeah.
Okay, make a fortitude. No, you notice it's locked. It's just every house around here is trapped with a level 20 electrical trap. Yeah. No, the gate is locked. The
Do I have some acid?
a servant is passing by, noticing your troubles, and she turns to you again. Appears to be sort of a fairly low-ranking servant, simpler garb. She seems to be in lighter greys than what Zonk you've seen more of, which appeared to be a lot of servants in dark grey. You don't know if that denotes anything, but she
You there,
sort of
madam?
already looking at you. I was only going to tell you that there's no one there. It's been empty for months.
Ah, has it? Interesting. See, is she? So is she in the gates? Or
No. She's outside,
passing?
walking
Okay,
past,
sorry.
noticing you're
Right,
attempting
okay.
to thing. I wouldn't bother around here with doing all that though with the leaflets. Like you'll get chased out of town.
Oh no. Pardon me. You're slightly mistaken, but well spotted. We are undercover on behalf of the captain of the guard here to inquire about this building. You don't happen to know of anything suspicious going on in this building, do you?
Her eyes light up at the prospect of gossip. I don't. I know that there's a certain Lord Luck. He's bought the place, and he's that's about all I know. He's not been around. There's been bits and bobs turn up, furniture and the like, but no Lord himself has turned up.
Interesting. Furniture. Right, okay.
You know, the normal things: tables, chairs, dressers, cupboards, torture equipment. I joke.
Well, you shouldn't joke about these things to an agent of the law.
I don't see no badge, sir, but never you mind. I'll be on my way. And she sort of
See,
totters
there's a
off.
reason why we're undercover. We're undercover.
Just foresee one of you pulling a blanket and hiding under it at this point. But yeah.
Well, Bruce and Zonk and Takeo, that means we've got permission to jump the fence. Let's try and find an area that's out of sight of the main road. And
I'd love to see your code of honour. The gate's locked. There's no one here. That gives us permission to break in. But yeah. So yeah. As you were.
The only evidence I've got so far is that there are miscreants harbouring Ratfolk and using them and abusing them in here. So that's good enough for me.
You've heard the name Wolfston House mentioned. Yeah. So, what do you wish to do next? Bearing in mind you are on the main road in the middle of the day.
Like, how big of an area is around the house? How big is the garden? Is there a garden?
So the house itself, the gates go wrap around and touch the sides of the house. There are down, as I explained earlier, there seems to be connecting alleyways going down the side of each house. To what end, other than potentially, as we sort of surmised, potentially deliveries. You've seen a few non sort of transport based carriages disappear down there, as well as a few empty transport carriages disappear down the sides of the houses. They are wide enough to hold a carriage. You've seen a few of the servants disappear down there as well. But each house seems to have, on either side, there appears to be an alleyway down. The front garden to the house would be, about 20-30 feet. So a fair size in itself. The houses themselves, every single one appears to be at least 3 stories, and they are of varying size, but they are sort of a good sort of 50 foot wide. Some of them, they are huge properties.
Yeah, let's go take a look around the back, right?
Yes, I agree. Good idea.
Okay. So you head down side alley, and come out about here. If you are on that map already, should be. Yeah. Can you see the map that you're on?
Yeah.
So the bit to your right should be green. I forgot to colour it in. That would be some sort of garden. There appears to be a lot of what you can see. The side of Wolfston House to your right here, your left, sorry. It seems to be here, and then there appears to be a fair few doors and side buildings all around this bit. So there seem to be connecting buildings that back onto other properties, sort of in the area.
So, like, this one is another property.
Potentially, this
yeah.
appears to this part appears to be another building. Whether it is attached to Wolfston House or to another one, without going in, you wouldn't know where it comes out on the other side, if that makes sense. So this, there's this part here that is actually Wolfston House itself. Then there's this building here that could be an outbuilding, stables, could be, anything.
And are there people running around here? Is it busy?
It's completely empty at the moment.
Okay.
Bring your justice ready.
So can I try to like pick a lock from the door? Is there a door with a lock that I can pick?
There is a door on the building to the back here. Yep.
Okay. And this one there isn't.
No, that's just the side of a building. There are windows, but there's no actual doorway itself.
Okay. So yeah, I guess that has to be like the back door. Or maybe there just isn't one.
It doesn't appear to be one, but again, much like this setup here, there appears to be gardens on the other side of a building. So whether, from the point you've come down, it's very difficult to judge based on the fact that obviously these are 15, 20-foot buildings as to what the makeup is of the grounds on the other side. But yeah, there is obviously the door that you can attempt to open.
What do you guys say? I can try to pick the lock.
I'm afraid I'm taking a step back here because I'm no expert at espionage and getting into buildings where I'm not really meant to be. So your advice and Bruce's advice is as good as Antakio's is better than mine.
I still remember a time where we're a completely different campaign and Luke's character had a total of a -2 to perception, and he was stood in front of a bunch of, I think, lizard folk, and rolled so badly he literally got a -1 and could not see the enemies in front of his face.
Yep. And then halfway through combat, I said, "Look out, lizard folk!"
It was amazing. Sorry,
Nice.
but yeah, I think you're about to speak, Claudio.
Yeah, so and with the garden is at the front of the building, right?
So there appears to be a garden at the front, but for all you know, there could be another one at the back. Again, they seem to be built, these buildings, to provide a lot of privacy, and not just not just the size, but just sort of in each one, not just Wolfston House. Every single one appears to be designed to provide privacy. You know, it's a luxury the rich can afford.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll try the door. Is it locked or is it open?
You go and attempt to turn the handle, and the handle turns, but the door doesn't open.
Okay. Then I
I've
go.
got acid flask, so if that's useful for this situation.
Sorry, what was that, Zeke?
I've got acid flask if that's useful for this situation.
You would know it wouldn't be powerful enough to corrode through a lock.
Okay, I'll have a look through.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pick the lock with my lock picks. Yay!
Oh, you've got new fancier ones, haven't you?
Yes, I do. All right.
Nice.
They give me a bonus to the roll, I think.
They do. I think it's a +1 or plus. Can you remember what they were? They were. I know the thieves' tools, but I think they're the slightly better one, improved. I think it might be a +2. I'm just double checking because again, it's been a little while. Yeah, they're the infiltrator ones, weren't they? They give you a +1.
Okay, +1. Okay.
Yeah. Thieves' tools just basically allow you to break in.
Yeah. That's a 22 on my roll.
22. You hear a click.
Okay.
And you feel that you've managed to successfully sort of judge the positioning of the tumblers inside and have unlocked the door.
Okay, nice. That one easy. Okay, then I slowly open the door. I try to hear if there's somebody inside.
The door starts to swing open. There are no acid-covered bolts that come flying towards your head. Can you roll a perception check for me to sort of see if you can ascertain any sound?
14.
Doesn't appear to be any sounds coming from within. If it wasn't you, the room would be completely in darkness aside from the light coming in from outside, which again, just because of the angles of the building, is quite limited. The light's going in from daylight, and it appears for all intents and purposes to be a simple storeroom. There are a few barrels, but it mostly seems to be quite empty.
Okay, guys, quick, let's go inside. And I point.
Is everyone else following?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
As soon as everybody's in, I close the door behind us.
As you close the door, you plunge the room into complete darkness. Only you are capable of seeing what is going on.
finally, my plan comes to fruition.
Just stab them all to death.
I'll take my shield out and I'll cast light on the front of it.
Everyone's eyes are slightly blinded as the entire room erupts into the same brightness as the sun in an instant, and you again notice that the room is quite empty, and it is literally a few barrels. They're not stacked in any sort of way, and it's quite empty. It doesn't seem used. There's a few cobwebs building up. There's dust on the floor. There's no footprints even on the floor, other than your own. There are two more doors. There are. This is quite a long building in itself. There is a double door at the other end that is much taller than the one this end, which is about a 6-foot door, sort of average door height. The ones at the other end are 10 foot high and doubly wide, so it's about 15 foot width on the doors. And then there is another door that seems to head out back towards the main property.
Okay, guys, I got us in. You guys lead the way.
Bruce, you're the tracker. Do you think maybe you can find out what's been going on in here?
So I'll take a look at the floor for any recent movements, animal tracks, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Do a survival.
Sounds good. 17.
Yeah, the only sort of prints that you can identify are what appear to be that of rats. Not rat folk, literally rats. Tiny, tiny rats. And the occasional possibly mouse or something like that.
Right, up here I only see these small animals, nothing, no boots, nothing like that. I think we need to just choose one and look further into one of these rooms. So, which one do you think? Which one of these doors? I haven't got any clue at the moment.
I would say maybe the main part of the building.
Yeah, right. Let's go in that. I'll take a look first. So we'll go to stealthily open the main doors. Can I do that quietly? As long as they're
roll
unlocked.
a stealth check for me.
15.
Yeah, the door. Although the room doesn't seem to have been well used, the door opens as though, the hinges are of good quality. The door itself, although heavy, swings naturally open.
Okay. And again, I'll let's step inside and see what we see. Andrus, light the way.
As you step outside, you step into a rather wonderful enclosed garden. You notice there is a building to your left that has another doorway into it that is separate to the main house. Literally you can see it separate because you can see it stops and there's another join. So there appears to be another outbuilding like what you've stepped out of. Down the what would be, good God, the western side of the property, there is a solid wall running all the way down that again is the same height as the building's, about 15 foot high, and that runs all the way up to Wolfston House, and you can see the manor again in a good state of repair. Just needs a bit of TLC in terms of probably a bit of an updated paint. The garden itself, however, clearly hasn't been tended to. Although it looks like the front garden has, this one is almost overgrown. Some of the grass is sort of coming up towards poor Zonk's sort of shoulder. It's about 2 foot tall, this grass, and in the centre is a huge water fountain that currently is clearly not being used. There is a awning coming out the rear of the property and a sort of porch area underneath the awning that's slightly raised above the ground level of the garden. Again, all of the windows seem to be intact. There's no shutters or anything on them. There's no curtains that you can see internally. It is completely dark inside from this point of view. It's not darkened by any sort of curtain or anything, but it's just based on the difference between the natural light you're stood in and internal light. It appears dark.
Yeah. The porch area. There was a door as well, right? To the inside of the building.
Yes, there is also a door. Sorry, into the property. It's a double door again.
Yeah, I check if it's open or if it's closed.
Oh, locked or unlocked?
Yeah, locked or unlocked. Yeah.
It's definitely closed. It is unlocked.
Yeah. Okay. We can walk right in. Can we look at things like, are there animals here? Or signs of them?
Again, similar to what Bruce noticed before, there appear to be tracks of rats and things like that, as well as rat droppings. There's no evidence of anything larger than a rat, or possibly the occasional cat that might have, wandered through the garden. There's no signs of any larger creature or footprints that have been left. Opening the doors, you enter what appears to be some sort of reception room, and there are a few pieces of lounge-esque furniture, such as a sort of a recliner, a few couches, empty bookcases, sort of what you'd expect a standard Victorian household sort of lounge to look like. A sitting room, as it were, and there's no paintings or anything on the wall. There's no artwork, and all of the furniture is covered in dust sheets. There are then a door heading left out of this room and a door heading forwards out of this room.
Right, let's try this left-hand one. Let's keep going round, see if we see what we can find.
The left-hand door.
Peculiar. I fully expected some activity to be in this, or at least evidence of activity to be in this building. But we'll press on, and of course, try not to damage anything. If this house actually is empty and doesn't have anything inside, I would hate to be, reprimanded for criminal damage.
As you open the door to the left, you come across several large, what appear to be sort of traditional luggage chests, but we're talking they are about 6 foot long by 3 foot deep. They are huge. They would require at least 2 people to lift, if not 4. And there is about 6 of them stacked in a row of 3 by 2 in this corridor. They have been stacked and they are blocking the door that is on the opposite side of the place that you've come out of, but otherwise this is quite a large hallway that has the front door to your right if you were to turn, and then to your left there is another door towards the end of the corridor. There is another door to the right at the end, and then there is a rather huge staircase, not a spiral one, but just a simple staircase. By simple, I mean, you know, clearly made out of mahogany and rather ornately carved, with some imagery. Appears to be animals of some kind. Appears to obviously been previously in situ with whoever the previous owner was, but going up towards the second floor. You can see the next set of staircase from where you're stood, heading up to the floor after that as well.
So this is a hallway with a lot of doors and stairs up.
Yeah, there's two more doorways that you can see from the point you're stood, and then a set the staircase. You can just see the banister and can assume, using, you know, severe brain power, it's stairs going upwards. You can't see the physical stairs themselves.
Should we take down those boxes and open them up and see if there's anything in there?
Can one of you guys carry one of those boxes, and then I can go sit in it and carry me around town? Would that be like?
What, cut out little holes and have little curtains that you can open?
I'll be your lapdog, like. I really hope that this whole house, Wolfson house thing, isn't just a ruse, and those Ratfolk aren't really specialized assassins targeting Poldreen.
Come back and the entire office is just a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Maybe the Trojan horse that got them in.
Just come back and the entire of the city council is dead. Like, the entire town has been poisoned. All thanks to you guys. I know I'm happy to go off piste, but, you know, rewriting the entire campaign may be a stretch.
Right, let's head upstairs. Let's keep going, and let's go round and round, and let's keep going.
As you go up the stairs and room to room, there's what you'd expect in a house that's not yet occupied. There's a few more cases similar to the ones you found downstairs, sort of either outside of rooms or inside them. There's furniture, there's a few beds, there's clearly the setup to one of the upstairs rooms for a library or a study. There's no paper or anything in it, nothing interesting, no books, just a bare room that's currently unoccupied. And this is what is the same throughout the entire property. You don't come across a soul, except for a single rat that goes scuttering into a corner and disappears.
Have we seen any papers or any documents or anything written down, any desks at all as we've gone round it?
No, literally the only thing there is the furniture. There's nothing. There's no documentation. Nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Can someone of you guys speak with rats in some way? Do we have somebody in the circus that can speak with rats?
Not that you know of.
Has the rat girl been she been taken away yet? Or...
Ratfolk and rats are two very different things.
Oh.
You need a spell to be able to talk with animals.
Okay.
Or certain abilities.
I have wild empathy. I can use diplomacy to make an impression on animals and make very simple requests. So when I next see a rat, I'm gonna make a simple request of it.
Go for it. As you sort of walk back out into the main corridor on the 3rd floor, you see one skittering across the floor, stops, turns and looks up towards you.
Okay, so diplomacy, it says, I think it's a diplomacy check.
Yep.
And so what I'm going to try and ask it to do, oh brilliant, I've got amazing diplomacy, is ask it to take us to a room with a big creature. Like take us to somewhere that might have a big creature in it, or a human or a person. So I'm looking to be led somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's a fairly simple request.
Yeah.
A 7.
It looks at you, and you get the impression it shrugs,
Okay.
as
So
though it can't fulfill your request.
yeah, right. I just asked this creature here to take us to a big creature. Nothing. I don't think it can do it. I don't think it's resisting. I just don't think it can. This house might be empty. If
Is
it
there
were being used, then no one's here, and there's no evidence here now.
like a basement?
There were some locked doors. Are there still the locked doors?
The only locked door you've come across is the front door. Well, the front gate. In fact, you haven't tried the front door.
Okay.
Otherwise, no basement.
Yeah.
Then.
You haven't found one, but you went up.
Yes. Let's keep exploring. There must be some. There must be some evidence of activity if the Ratfolk are, unless they've done a thorough job of cleaning up here, there must be some evidence of activity, surely.
The Ratfolk had only heard the house mentioned a few times, right?
That's what they told you, yeah.
Yeah. Let's look for the basement, if there is one. And I keep on exploring, yeah.
Yeah, as you head
Yes,
back
let's
down,
continue.
one of the rooms, the door to the back, has a staircase that leads downwards. And again, the entire room is completely bare.
Can I look for hidden passages or hidden rooms?
Yeah, do a perception check for me.
21.
You go around checking for seams, for other things like that. There's nothing that you can find that appears to give the indication of other spaces, even from your walking around the building, your perception of the idea of the outside. There's nothing that would indicate there's like hidden spaces, as it were.
Mm-hmm. And the front door, is it unlocked or locked?
The front door is locked.
I tried to pick the lock as well.
Yeah, go for it.
21.
Yeah, you managed to unlock it.
Okay. And there was a rather large front garden.
Yeah, it was about 30 foot from 20-30 foot
Oh.
from the front door, front porch to the gate where you sort of stood.
And are there like trees? Is there like
there are a
bushes,
few
or is
bushes to the front of the building. There's no trees. It's quite open. It's looks like at one time there might have been more ornate greenery, bushes, things like that. But again, what the state of this building was or home was before it's been acquired, or whatever the history of it is unclear. But it doesn't look like it's been, tended to for a little while. A couple of years, not 100 years or something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, guys, I'm starting to feel that that there's nothing to see here.
Should we try a more like turn the house upside down kind of method? Just
Mhm.
try and
Burn it down. Burn it down. Burn it.
I mean,
I'm back.
What have I missed?
Nothing
Oh,
particularly.
Can we search the garden? Like the inside garden? The
The
How do
one
you
at the
call it?
front or the one at the back?
the one at the back.
Yeah. Do perception checks if you wish.
Because it was a garden, like it's enclosed by buildings.
It's surrounded. So yeah.
Perception 24.
There's nothing that stands out. Again, it seems to be just a unkempt garden.
Mm. Okay.
this is all rather frustrating.
Mhm.
I can't believe there's just nothing here. You know, there's, we don't have anything else on this task scale. How come there's nothing here?
And there hasn't been any evidence of people living here or even moving around here because everything's covered in a layer of dust.
Yeah, I mean there is, as you go into the property where you found sort of the chests and stuff like that, there is evidence of sort of a few footprints where clearly people have walked in, put it down and left. But anywhere there isn't stuff, as it were, there isn't any evidence of footprints. So for example, if you walked into a room and it was empty, there's no footprints.
That was a waste of time.
are there any drains or anything?
Any what? Sorry?
Drain covers or anything? There might
Not
be,
within the property, no.
Okay.
Or in the garden.
Did we open up the door that was like closed behind the boxes?
You could if you wish to move them.
Yeah.
So it takes you about 15 minutes to move them, and again, it's another empty room. It's
Okay.
nothing exciting.
Can we open up the boxes? Do they have anything in or?
Yeah, you open them up, and there is just layer upon layer of clothing and other paraphernalia that you'd expect to be going into a house.
Okay. Is there any evidence of the previous owners or like?
No,
identification or anything?
it's completely, other than what's been put in, it's completely empty. There's no artwork or anything. There's not like a convenient portrait hanging from a wall.
Hmm.
Interesting. Is there any? So there isn't. We haven't found anything. This is really something. Yeah. So we've explored. We assume that we've explored this entire building now.
Yes.
Or are there still okay? And there's nothing. Okay.
Even Zonk couldn't find anything hidden.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Curious. So we have nothing to go by here.
I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know whether we should come back here later at night and see if they only meet here at a different time of day, or whether this place is a bust.
It's quite possible that this is merely a that we need to do a stakeout. I wonder.
I don't think at the moment we have any other leads, so there's nothing here. But also we haven't seen tracks here either. So
Is the rat girl still at the circus?
As far as you know, yeah.
I think we could fetch her here and see if she thinks this might be the place that she's been to.
Or question her further as well. To try and see what context the house was mentioned in.
Yeah,
Right,
I think for now, that's our only chance.
She's a lead as well. Okay, we could even bring her here and see, Yeah, okay. Right, let's head back to the circus then. I just don't get anything from this place at the moment. This is really frustrating.
Sorry. Yeah. So you head back out into the alleyway.
Before we go,
Yep.
there's on the map there seems to be like is what looks like a sewage entrance. Is that right?
So in the centre there appears to be a well. Yes.
Is a well? Is there? Okay.
There is.
Is if I take a peek in it, is there water? Is it empty?
Go up and do a perception check for me, please.
Yeah. I'm thinking that. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I'll say this to the group as well. Well, if these miscreants are up to something, maybe they do have a different entrance into this building that means that they don't get spotted by the public. Perhaps this well could be some kind of entrance and exit for them. If not, then well, at least we've had a look. Perception. Okay.
Yeah.
20, 17, 24. 24.
Okay. Yeah, you lift up the well, or what you believe to be the well, and inside you see a ladder. And as you do, you see a crossbow bolt narrowly miss your head as it sticks into the lifted up.
Oh my god!
Lifted up part that you are on. Sorry. So I'm going to assume that he was the only one that moved forward.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Well done, Andrus. I was just about to look in there.
Yes, very well done.
Well, that's one of my fucking lives gone, as I see this bolt narrow miss me.
It was a bit it was a little bit of well wishing, but
Well.
So can we roll perception-based initiatives, please?
Oh.
Ooh, okay. I got a
24.
natty 20. 27.
So 20. Is that a 24 for Zonk?
Yeah.
27 for Andrus.
26.
Ooh, 26, 32 for Bruce.
Jesus
Big rolls.
Christ. Oh, same as last time.
19 on the dice. Big rolls. Quick toilet break. Back in a moment.
That's fine. No, have a quick toilet break. Oh, these don't have a thing built in. I'm going to have to roll for them. Oh.
Oh my god.
So I see your nat 20.
And raise it by a nat 30.
Oh no. And raise the total by a fuck ton.
Oh god.
Yeah. Because again, this encounter is not written into the actual AP. As is the last 3 sessions. Which is half the fun. So yeah, I feel bad, but you did explore an empty building. That we made up as we went along. because it didn't actually exist. Because I sort of thought it'd be like alleyway. Oh yes, this seems like a place to search, and then went straight into the building. Like, I didn't see that. You know, it's one of those. But I love the tense way you went round and looked at every aspect of the building, waiting, like literally we're all waiting for something to jump out and try and kill you. So first up we have the hunters. So one of them starts by reloading his bow, loading his crossbow, sorry, and then fires down towards you, Andrus. They are currently on the roof. Does a 23 hit you?
Does a 23 hit me? I think it matches, so it hits.
Do 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 do. Where's the dice? There we go. So that is a good start. That is 17 points of damage.
Oh my god.
And then you just see them crunk, reload the crossbow again. Another one moves off to the side, and then takes a shot down towards... Who does he want to shoot out of the three of you? Coming straight at Zonk.
No, I'm just a poor little goblin.
With a 33 to hit.
That's a miss. No, it's I think it's a critical hit. I think. Yeah, it's a critical hit.
They're not a character, so they don't get a card, but they do get double damage. So this is probably gonna hurt. Things have gone from bad to worse, John, since you went to the loo. It's alright. It's less damage than it's not actually. So that is 9 plus 14. That is 23 points of damage.
Nice.
They then reload, and that's the end of their turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. So another one moves up, and we'll take a shot towards Andrus, which will be like a 35. I'm going to assume that's a correct.
What is firing with?
Just crossbows. So that is 5. That's 19 points of damage. And then you notice him literally run along the top of the building, reloading as he does. That's the end of their turn. Because I forgot one of their abilities, I could have shot you more. But never mind. So yeah. It is then Bruce's turn.
Okay, so Bruce is going to fire his striking longbow at one of the guys on the roof that he can see.
Yep.
So would it be is that the person? Can you see this person? Okay.
You can see the two that are closest to you.
The two that are closest. So I'll fire off at this one. So 31.
Yes, a 31 will hit.
Okay, so that's 2d8 piercing. So let's use. Nice. These are good. 2d8 piercing. That is 11 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay, flurry. So second attack, lower penalty. So the penalty. So 27.
Will hit.
Nice. 2d8 piercing again. And 6 points of damage.
Yep.
And we'll keep going. We'll do one more. Only 17.
Unfortunately, that misses.
Okay, not a critical fail. Okay, so that's all three. In a flurry
Nice.
of shots.
After that, we have Andrus the Well-Wisher.
he's not looking so well right now. I tell you,
Yeah.
I took a lot of damage in that. So I'm actually going to have to. My first action is to heal myself because I am less than half health now.
Yep.
So I will be casting a. God, what can I do? Let's have like spells. So forgive me, it's been a little while. A level 2.
So 2d8. If you're doing this as a 1 action.
Strength. 2 action. 2 action level 2 is
Okay.
what?
2d8 plus 16.
2d8 plus 16, which I think. Oh, I don't know. Is that gonna? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that for now. 2d8 plus 16. Yep. Double 7, so 14 plus 16, 30.
30. Nice.
Right. Yep. Okay, so that's kind of got my my health back up, and
Yep.
I third action, and that will be to raise my shield.
Okie dokie. Okay, after that we have Takeo.
I was just thinking of a plan. Can I like throw smoke bomb down, and can we all go into the well, and then fight them from inside?
I mean, you can.
Yeah. Also, how tall is this building they're on? Would I be able
20
to
foot
throw
up.
something?
You
Okay.
would just be able to reach, yes.
Okay.
I mean, the one that's down the bottom is like 15. The one at the top end is closer to 20. But yes, they are within range. So, yeah, you can do a 10-foot radius smoke bomb. So they are concealed. So they still can technically hit you, but it's quite hard for them to.
I don't think I'll do that actually. I'll throw I'll just throw some alchemist fire at them.
Yep. Moderate. So it'll be 2d8, I believe.
Okay.
Plus something.
That's a 16 on the dice.
Or double 8. Jesus. Nice. There is then something as 1 plus something splash damage plus something else. Intermission elevator music. So it's 2 persistent fire and 2 fire splash. So you've got the guy here takes the 16 plus 2. So he takes 18.
Wait, 16 was the roll to throw the bomb.
Oh, 16 was to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, 16 was the dice roll, sorry. So that will hit. Yeah, that will hit.
Okay.
So yeah, roll me the damage, sorry.
Is it D8 for...
2d8.
Okay.
It would be a 17 plus your thing, so it'd be like a 32.
11.
11 plus 2 persistent fire. Sorry, not plus 2 splash. So 13 to the first guy, 2 to the other. Nice. You then have 2 actions left.
I think I'm going to go over to Andrews.
Yep. I
might try and throw something down the well just to make sure no one comes up from there to attack from behind.
Okay. What are you going to throw?
Can I do the acid? No. Yeah, I'll do the acid vial.
Yeah. So you lob that down to an attack roll for me.
8 on the dice.
Yeah, you just hear a smash down below. You don't hear any screams.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure no one came up from behind.
Yeah, good plan.
So after that, we then have Zonk.
I am going to move across the corner here, and I'm going to try to hide behind these barrels. Well, I'm not really going to hide like in stealth, but I'm going to try to take cover a bit.
Yep.
So I move in the corner, and then my 2 remaining actions, I'm going to activate Reflection of Life
Okay.
from the Ian.
To take cover itself is an action.
Okay. So I'm not really, just by standing there, I will not.
You'll get a +1 from sort of breaking some line of sight from, especially this. Well, you get a +2 from this guy because he can't draw a line. But yeah, +1 from the other 2.
Okay, no, then I'll just go stand there and activate because it's 2 action to activate it. So I'm going to activate my regeneration.
Nice. Yeah, don't forget you've got that, guys. The thing from the first book, the fast healing and all that fun stuff. Cool. We are then back round to the top. The one directly at the top just drops down next to Bruce, and draws a falchion, and then takes a strike at Bruce, and gets a 31.
Yeah, that's a hit, not critical, but a
Sorry,
hit.
30, not a 31.
Yeah.
Not that it makes a massive difference.
Yeah, it's still a hit, just.
That is a total of 12 points of damage.
Okay, 12 points damage.
That is his turn. The other 2 are going to take pot shots. One is going to take... the one at the front is that's still on the roof is going to take a shot at Takeo. You know, bit pissed. Doesn't like to be on fire. So that is a 32 to hit.
I think that hits.
I think it hits critically as well. It does. It exceeds it by 10. Ah, total party kill, the fun and the joys. So that is 15 points of damage. He then, as he jumps off the roof, you see him move down and reload. And he takes another shot at you, which will miss with a 14. The final one, again, takes a shot towards you, because you're the main one he can properly see. That will hit. It's not critical. And that is 12 points of damage. He then does the same thing, jumps off the roof, lands, reloads as he does. And that will hit, but not critically, because it's his second attack. And that is 12 points of damage again.
How much was the first?
12.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. It is then Bruce's turn.
Yeah, where in the where do we find these extra traits? By the way, I'm trying to find them.
The one we got as a result of the end of book 1.
Yeah, I'm looking at the menu system.
You probably won't find it on Archives of Nethys, if that is
No,
where you're looking.
In the journal. I'm looking in the journal on Roll20.
Oh, I don't know if I've put it there. Let me just have a look. Again, scrolling music. Oh, sorry. It would be under the journal one. It depends if I've actually put it as a thing.
I'll just see if it's in my session notes.
That's why I'm looking under the wrong book. That would help.
I can't see it.
Yeah, if it was under the journal, it would be there. I'm just trying to find it.
If you know what they are, you said one is fast heal. Fast heal 3.
It's fast heal 3, I think so. Yeah. can't remember what they're bloody called.
No, I can't remember what they are. They're not like the equivalent of harrow points that we've had in other things.
No. Oh, that's right.
Well,
Looking under the wrong.
Well, I've dropped the rules in the Roll20 chat.
oh yeah,
Oh, thank you.
lovely. Double natural healing from resting. Activate for 2 actions. Fast healing 3 for 1 minute. +1 per 2 levels after the 5th. So, fast healing 3 is that 3? It heals 3 points of damage every round.
It
For
does.
At the beginning of every round.
beginning of every round, do 3.
So the first round you'll have no healing, but then the second round, just at the start of your round, you'll get 3 hit points.
3 hit points. Okay. Lovely. So what Bruce is going to move. So move behind Tekio here and fire at this one here. So let's do that. So start by that this time. And that is 25.
That's a hit.
Yeah, 25. And that is 9 points of damage.
To which one, sorry?
That's the one he's been with the hitting with the falchion here.
Oh, yep. Cool.
He was targeting that one on the roof anyway. And then the next one is a flurry. Oh, natural 1. So, so that's a 12. Natural 1. What we got?
On a ranged attack, if this is a thrown weapon, the target can hold the weapon. Blah blah blah. No, nothing happens. You're
Nothing
lucky.
happens. Lucky. Okay, and that's all 3 actions: move and 2 attacks. Okay. How's he looking, by the way?
Pretty injured.
Good.
Yeah. So after that, it is then Andrus.
Okay. How are Bruce and Takio looking at the moment?
Bruce looks okay. It's fine. 56 hit points.
22 hit points.
They just have these weird numbers flash up on their chest.
Yeah, Zonk looks wounded, but not like mortally wounded or something like that. He's got an arrow in his knee. He's a guard now. Your sound is off, I think.
He is. He's being very actiony, but he's not being
Damn
very
it!
loud.
I was just saying we're going to do exactly the same thing again, but this time I'm just going to reach out and touch Takio and just heal him a level 2 action heal style. So 2d8 plus 16. Double 5 this time, so 10 plus. So it's 26 points of healing.
Thank you.
And once again, I'll raise my shield up.
Is that just to Takio or was that to both?
Just to take you.
Just Takio.
Okay. After that, it's then Takeo himself. Who is also muted. There we go.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna charge forwards to this one here.
Yeah.
And then I'll hit him with my Tengu blade.
Okay.
I rolled an 8 on that one.
Unfortunately, that will miss.
I'll hit him again.
Yep.
17 on that dice.
That looks like it would hit, but as you go to strike, he just literally ducks out the way. He appears to have used some kind of ability to avoid the attack.
Oh, yeah.
So there, yeah, that would be your 3 actions. We then have Zonk, who you've nicely set up for a flanking.
Yeah. So I'm going to rush out and I'm going to go in flanking position.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna say something like, that
Bitches.
was real stupid coming down like that. Fools. And then I'm going to go stab, not stabbity stab, but I'm going to go just stab, and then I'm going to cast shields as my third action.
Bet.
So it's a 14 on the dice, so that's a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
That's flat-footed, right? So
Yeah.
9, 14, 17 points of damage.
And yeah, you jump out of your little hidey hole and just stab the blade straight through his throat as he sort of dodges out of the way of Takio's blade.
Dodge this.
Drops to the ground without a word.
Oh.
And then you sort of turn to face the others and raise a shield. Or a force shield at least. We then have the other two, who are just gonna unload, as it were, straight at Andrus. So the first one shoots 18 on the dice, so that will be a critical hit to Andrus.
Oh, 18 on the dice. Shit, okay.
Yeah.
What was
So-
the total? Because I'm now at 25.
Okay, you're unconscious. Probably. So that's 17 to start with.
No, I mean my DC. My DC's 25.
Oh, okay. So that's a. Oh, so it's not a critical then. Sorry, because it's a 34.
It's alright. It's because I raised the shield and it's still.
That's fine. So that is 15 points of damage instead.
Okay, thank God for that.
He then moves, reloading, as he does so, getting a little bit of distance. Shoots again. That one will miss. The other one does the same. That will hit with a 26. Deals 10 points of damage.
Oh my God. Okay.
Then does the same. Runs and reloads as he does it. And then with a 29 will hit and deal another 9 points of damage.
Okay, I look pretty. They hit me in some pretty vital spot.
You've
I'm
lost
down.
all your testicles. And yeah, that's their turn. They've just put a bit of distance between you guys and them. And yeah, your turn. So it is then Bruce's turn. Sorry.
All right. So Bruce can see him. So have either of these two been wounded? Anyway.
The lower one has taken a bit of damage from the splash damage.
From the splash. So I'll target that one that's already taken some damage,
Yep.
and I'll start my flurry. So first one. 24.
Yeah, that will hit.
4 points of damage.
Yep.
Second one. 25.
Yeah, that will hit.
6 points of damage. And third shot. 16. No.
Sadly, it will not hit, but it's not a failure, at least.
Okay, that's Bruce.
Cool. We then have Andrus, the bleeding. Who's muted.
So I am. Okay. I am. I'm not a coward, but I will be moving here. And then with the purpose of just leaning across, touching little Zonk on the head, just patting him on the head, and I'll just say, "Kill them for me." And I'm going to cast Heroism on him.
Nice.
And that does for everyone else.
+1 bonus to attack rolls, perception checks, saving throws, and skill checks.
Nice.
Oof.
Okay, after that we then have Takeo, the hidden.
How many actions would it take for me to get like next to them?
So 15. So 1 would get you to there. So you could get to be literally in front of both of them, to be here within 2 actions.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll hit them.
Okay,
I'll
go
hit
for
one
it.
of them.
Which one are you striking at?
The lower.
Okay.
11 on the dice.
That unfortunately will miss. As again, they manage to sort of just deftly look like they know how your attack is coming in and seem to react in a certain way to avoid your attack. We then have Zonk.
Yeah, I'm going to take flanking position, I think. So that will take me 2 actions.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Go for a stabby stab.
Yeah, so a 1 with my rapier.
Yep.
So 12 on the dice, so that is going to be
That'll be a hit.
yeah, it's going to be a hit.
Because they're flat-footed.
Yes. 11, 13, 16 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. After that, we then have them. And they, as a free action, both drop their crossbows to the ground and draw falchions. And then they're just going to strike. And we'll see who they're going to strike at. So, first attack is coming at Zonk. Second attack is going at Takeo. First attack from the other guy is going at Takeo. And the second attack is going at Zonk. There we go. So, first attack at Zonk will be a 22.
It's a miss.
Second attack at Takeo will miss. Next attack at Takeo will be a hit with a 31. Not critical because your AC has gone up. But it is 16 points of damage.
Okay.
I've just got to double check a ruling on a word. Because this could be fun because I've missed these ones, and falchions have a couple of extra abilities that I've just got to double check whether I can straight up just use them. Oh, there we go. Sweet. So the second attack coming at Zonk, because of its forceful and sweep, he's going to get a slight bonus to this. 12, so 24.
Is it to attack or damage?
This is to attack, so he gets sweep. He gets a +1 circumstance bonus to the attack roll. If he attacked a different target, and then forceful, he gets additional damage from hitting, from doing other attacks. So that is a 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
So that is 17.
17 points of damage?
7 +1, 18 points of damage in total. You get an extra damage based on the number of weapon dice damage. So only +1 because there's only one damage die. Which is a really weird rule because, like, even by the point that it gets to a huge number, if you have like 4 or 5, it's like a +5 damage is like nothing at that point. I mean, it's still something, but yeah. But that is all of their attacks there. Everyone's still alive?
Yes.
Good to know.
And kicking.
More or less.
After that, we
Yeah.
then have Bruce.
Okay, so Bruce is going to fire into the one that's not being flanked. This one.
That's fine. Save you the +1 bonus to their save.
Yeah, yeah. So, 19.
19 in total.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that will miss.
Okay. Second flurry. 26.
That will hit.
10 points of damage.
Nice.
Piercing. And third one is 21.
That will unfortunately miss.
Oh, okay. No problem. All right. That's Bruce.
Cool. After that, we have Andros the Coward. A cowardly
Yeah,
lion.
yeah,
The well-wisher.
yeah. All right.
The Ratfolk
Uh,
Redeemer.
I'm only using my level 2 spell slots. Why? Why am I a healer? Okay.
Because you made the character? I don't know. Yeah.
Yes, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to do a 2-action level 1 heal on myself because I'm literally at death's door.
Cool. So 1d8 plus 8.
Yeah, 1d8 plus 8. I rolled a 2, so 10 hit points.
Nice.
And I will just remain where I am for now, I think, unfortunately.
Fair enough. After that, we have Takeo.
I'm gonna strike again for the one in front.
Yep. So this will be a plus 14 to your roll.
I did a 6 on the dice.
So a total of a 20, unfortunately, will miss.
Okay. Then I'm going to attack the second one.
The one at the top.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So this won't be as good a bonus, by the way. You'll get a bonus by attacking the guy that you're flanking with, because they have a -2 to their AC.
Can I change target?
You can.
Then?
Yep.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Unfortunately, that will still miss with a 19. Yeah.
Okay.
One more
try.
action. Yep.
Didn't work.
Okay.
A 9 on that one, so I'm assuming no.
Unfortunately not. It's not a critical failure. You'll be happy to know. Only because of the flanking. Okay. After that, it is then Zonk, who is going to stab like his life depends on it.
Stab. Okay, so I'm going to open just with a simple rapier thrust to the. Oh my god, that's a bad roll. I rolled a 4, so I'm going to spend a hero point for that.
Yeah. So reroll.
And that's a 15. That's 30 in total.
Yep. 30 will hit.
Okay,
It's
not
sadly
critical?
not a crit. It's so close, but it's not.
Oh. Yeah, so that's going to be regular damage. 6, 11, wow. 15, 17, 19 points of damage.
Nice. He's still standing.
Okay, and he's looking. Is he looking badly wounded or?
I mean, he's seen better days. Yeah, he's pretty injured.
Yeah, I'll follow up with a dagger to finish him off. So that's with a plus 10. 22 hits.
22 or a 20?
20.
Unfortunately, 20 will miss.
And then I cast shield.
Okay, okay. After that, we have these guys again who are going to carry on with the same sort of thing. So the first one is going to strike out at Takeo twice. The second one is going to strike out at Zonk and then Takeo. So at least they don't get the bonuses. The first one. So first attack is a 22, so that will match Takio's AC, and deal 10 points, 12 points of damage. Sorry. How many hit points does Takio have left?
20.
Okay, doing all right. Next attack is very lucky. That one misses. Oh, they get a third attack, don't they? Because they haven't moved. So he's going to take that at Zonk, and that will miss. Next attack against Zonk is a natural 20. So there we go.
Sky, hero point that?
No, you cannot have the critical. So that is. Luckily, it's the. Oh no, it's the second attack. So, but it's not against a different person, so you're all right. 13, 21 points of damage.
Oh.
I'm rolling average on the thing. And final attack will miss.
Oh.
And everyone's still alive.
Yeah, barely.
After that is then Bruce. He was muted. I'm buying an unmute button.
Bruce is going to target this one again over here.
Yep.
So let's see what we can do. Okay, that's a natural 1. Can I use a hero point, please?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So 29.
That will hit.
11 points of damage.
He's looking very unwell.
Okay.
He's suffering from a case of hole.
Aggressive hole, 27.
That'll hit.
Okay. And that is 15 points of damage.
Oh, nice roll. He is very, very, very dead as 2 arrows manage to find purchase in his eye sockets as he drops down, spluttering, nonsensical nonsense.
That is massive. Okay, and I will then move over here. So I've got a clean line of sight. I mean, if Takio just ducks, ducks until he's prone, maybe I've probably got clean line of sight.
I mean, from there you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's also probably going to go prone in the next round, one way or another, right?
Probably.
I'm not a duck, I'm a crow.
Okay, after that we then have Andrus the coward.
Oh my goodness. I'm a liar and a coward today. I see how it is.
Just got it in for cats.
Okay, people are looking pretty dead, aren't they? 1, 2, 3. Oh god, I don't even think I'll make it. 1, 2, 3. I think I can make it here, actually, for one turn. I think that's the furthest I can go.
In one action, that's as far as you can go.
But at least I can see Takeo, which is important. I'm going to cast just a level one heal on him. It's only going to be
the 8
2
plus
turn
8.
heal because that's all I can. Yeah. So let's do this first of all. 5, so 5. It's 13 hit points in total there.
15. Cool.
A little bit. Keep them alive. Yep. And that's me.
Okay, after that we then have Takeo. The muted.
Sorry, did you say 15 points of
Yeah,
heal?
15 points of healing.
Yeah.
Was it? Nice.
Where's my pen? Okay, I'm gonna just hit him with a sword.
Seems fair.
Rolled an 8.
Unfortunately, that will just miss. Literally. By 1. Just
I
so you
must
feel
be Takeo must be really hungover on this.
bad.
Well, that's a 3. So.
That one will also miss, but not be a critical.
A 19.
Fail. A 19 will hit, but only because you're flanking.
Okay.
So that's D6 plus 4.
That's a 2. So.
Cool. 6 points of damage to him. The last attack was obviously your strong point. We then have Zonk.
Okay, so I heal 3 hit points, which doubles my hit points as well.
Yep.
Then I'm going to look at my.
You're currently on 12 hit points, or on 6.
On 6, yeah. I doubled my hit points by healing 3. I'm going to. My rapier has the disarm trait, so I'm going to use my rapier to disarm the fella.
Yeah.
And because that's athletics, I think, but because it's a finesse weapon, I can use my dex with the athletics. So I'm going to, plus 13, plus 14. Oh wow, natural 1. I'm going to spend my second 0 points.
Yeah.
That's not really great either. It's a 22 in total.
Unfortunately, that will fail.
Damn. And then I'm going to. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to try it again. Oh no, because no, I'm not going to try it again. Can I do like an attack and do non-lethal damage, like knock him out?
I mean, yeah, you can do non-lethal. Yeah.
There's a penalty, I think, or
it's a -2, I believe.
-2. Okay, so that's a -6 for the second attack with my dagger. I'm going to try to hit it with the pommel, or how do you say it?
Yeah, no,
that's better.
Perfect.
With a -6, right? So that's a +8. It's a 23 to hit.
23 is good enough to hit.
And then it's +4. 6. 8 points of damage. Can I roll sneak attack to that attack
you
as
can
well?
still do precision.
Okay, so that's 8. That's 9. Wow, it's 10 points of damage.
That was really amazing.
Minimum
rolls.
damage, almost minimum damage.
And is that it?
That's it. Yeah, and then I'm going to try and intimidate, maybe, just to try to make him give up, like surrender.
Go for demoralize.
Yes.
Because anything else takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, I know. Demoralize. No, it's only a 10, so I don't really come across, I think.
No, sadly not. He doesn't seem panicked by his current situation, which might seem odd. So his first attack is going to go into. His second attack is going to go into his third attack. So Takeo, you get the lucky privilege of getting all 3 attacks. So the first attack is a 32. So that's a critical hit. For a total of how many hit points you on?
35.
Okay, you're gonna survive. You take
34.
a total of 22 points of damage. Sorry, I'm exaggerating. Second attack will miss. Third attack will also miss. You get lucky.
Okay.
After that, it is then Bruce, who's going to unload. I'm sure into him.
Unload.
Okay, let's see what Bruce can do. So let's flurry this. So first attack. Oh, it's a natural 20 for a 34.
Let's see what it says. I mean, it's probably he's dead, but let's see what the.
Let's see what we got.
So it is
Can't
piercing.
tell.
So until healed, the target is clumsy 1 and takes a penalty to land speed of 10 foot. So still double damage.
Okay,
The
so I
rest isn't
roll.
relevant. You roll 4d8. Yes.
Yeah, it's also.
You also rolled an additional 1d10 for deadly.
That's right, 'cause it's a deadly. So the D10
So this is a potential for an insane amount of damage.
Yeah, let's see what we got. So.
Yeah, the deadly is added after deadly.
So I'll just roll those twice. Right, so let's do. That's nice and easy. That's 10 and 19 and. Right, so it's 24 points of damage.
Okay. So, you know how sometimes people get things on the nose? That is his exact remaining hit points. And yeah, just literally, you just fire the bolt, and as he goes to swing down, turns around to bring his falchion through Zonk's skull. Zonk just looks up and just sees his arrowhead pointing out through what would be this guy's Adam's apple, and he just collapses to one side of Zonk.
Oh yes,
Totally
save the
surrender.
party.
Yeah, literally on the nose. That was pretty good. And that is those guys dealt with, as it were.
Oh right. Oh great. Phew. Well, you guys are looking a bit worse for wear. You guys are. Oh.
Man, I feel really jacked up because of this spell you cast on me. Andres, what is this spell? Is it like, wow?
It's crack. That's what it is.
I just want to kill stuff.
The less you know about it, the better, little one. Trust me. Let's gather round and patch ourselves up before we, what I assume is venturing into the den of the beast.
You've totally taken this out of the beast. Jesus.
Watch out, there's some acid on the floor.
The entire party melt. So try and head down the stairs.
So okay, I heal the remaining hit points, I think, of the reflection of life,
Yeah,
right?
you would do.
Okay.
Um,
I still look wounded. And a bit hurt in my pride because we were attacked in broad daylight and nobody cares. This really is a heartless city, isn't it?
Bruce, would you mind taking care of a few of us?
Right. So let's take a look at you then, Takeo. So how are you feeling?
I'm on 13 hit points.
13 hit points. Right. Well, let's try and patch you up. So we'll go for it's like a first aid with is it first aid with the increased DC?
Yep, so go for the 20 DC.
Go for 20 DC. And okay, 20 DC. Let's see what we get. Yes, nice. So that is 28.
Cool.
So that says
2d8 plus 10.
2d8 and 10 is 17 points of healing
Nice.
from me.
Thanks.
So I can do that. Anyone else injured? Shall I take a look at Zonk, Andres? Yeah. So let's do the same for Zonk.
I have some arrows in my back.
Oh yeah, Zonk's that's 27 for Zonk. So let's do 27 is the
2d8
check
plus 10.
value.
Yep.
16 points of healing.
Nice.
So that's that one. Andres, how are you looking?
I would greatly appreciate being patched up.
Okay, let's do the same for Andres.
Oh.
Oh no, It's a fail with 15 only. So it's not a crit fail, but it is not a success.
Okay.
Can I use a hero point to re-roll that? Yeah, because that was pretty low. Okay.
Oh,
Yes, 22 this time. Good.
2d8 plus 10.
And that's 19 points of healing.
Nice.
okay.
Nice. It's nice to see that we have finally a dedicated healer in the party. Sorry, Andres.
How does everyone look now? Are we basically normal, or
It's just the healer after all the healing's done.
I haven't done any to myself. So can I do the same sort of thing to myself? Or yeah.
You can. This has taken 40 minutes so far.
Okay. Oops. That was that's 24. So healing wise,
2d8 plus 10.
yeah, that is enormous. That is 27. Is that even possible? Yeah, that is 24 points of healing actually.
Yeah.
24.
Okay.
So I'm full
are
health.
you looking a lot better?
Full for me.
I'm just. How's
Yeah,
Takio
say hello
looking?
to
Is he
Puppy.
still?
Face puppy.
Oh wow. Puppy, even though you said that your puppy is a million different breeds, that puppy looks incredible. What a lovely coat.
He's a lovely colour. He's also just adorably good. He already will announce to us that he wants to go outside to go to the toilet.
Oh.
I do that to my
We've
wife.
had him 20. I'm glad at the age of 30 something that you managed that. We've had him 24 hours. He does have this weird thing where he likes to shiver. But yeah, sorry, I missed the last bit because I was handed a puppy. You know, it's one of those things in life that.
Takio, how are you doing for health? How are you looking?
I've got 30 now, and I'm
30.
full 61.
Okay, I'm just going to use my wand of heal on you then.
Okay, thank you.
2d8, so 10 plus 10 hit points.
Thanks.
And then just to top everyone up, because I'm still a little bit injured, I'm just going to do a quick, heal, just as well.
Yes.
3 extra rest, which will do.
We all explode from an overflow of positive energy.
Circle of life style.
An extra 8 healing for everyone if you need healing
Okay.
still.
You got a nice. Aw. Sorry, I'm back now. Not distracted by a puppy.
That's right. I think we're good. I think we're ready.
Everyone
I'm
healed.
ready.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, what do you wish to do next?
Like, while they are healing, I check the bodies for clues as to who they are, where they come from.
There's not really any indication. There's no notes. There's no anything interesting on them, I would say, other than each one carries a pair of simple manacles, which might be interesting. They all wear studded leather armor, have a falchion, a crossbow, and they had several bolts, but they have about 3 or 4 bolts left each.
What did you say they carried? Simple.
A set of manacles, i.e., like handcuffs.
Right. Okay.
And their uniform, is it like?
They are dressed completely in black.
Okay, so
There's no insignias. There's no identifying marks on any of them.
So I just killed 3 secret police people then.
I'm gonna take. I'll take 3 sets of manacles. I suppose they come with accompanying keys, or
they're not that fancy. They're like your really old-fashioned bolt style.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll take those. I'll take the 3 manacles because I think they might come in handy later if we're to capture this guy alive.
That's fine.
And pocket those in my little backpack. And also, I'll take a crossbow and any bolts. I'll pick up any bolts as well.
Yeah, you managed to acquire like 8 bolts in total off the bodies.
So
Cool, thank you very
it's
much.
one thing, like, if you don't want to come to our show, just don't come to our show, but attacking us in broad daylight, it's a bit much, isn't it?
It's a bit late to tell them that when they're dead.
Could we, like, add him to our show anyway? Like, post-mortem?
As a warning
Live
to the others.
autopsies with the Wayward Circus.
Like, we can put them on the stage, and then we can do, like, this magic trick where we put them, bring them back to life, but then we switch them with somebody who lives.
Have you
And
ever
people
heard of the
can, like,
Circus of Horrors?
of Wayward Horrors.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, I mean, you can, but, you know, I'm not going to stop you.
I feel like a necromancer would really be a bonus to our circus.
I
Should do
just
that
look
as my
forward
next
to
stop.
transporting 3 bodies through the city. Nothing to see here, nothing to see.
Is it your skeleton crew? Yes, it is our skeleton crew. Okay.
Okay. What next?
Can we
will
track them?
wrap up very soon. Yeah, I mean, people can roll survival if they wish.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. So let's see. Oh, that's big. So that's 32 survival.
So there are footprints from the 3 individuals on the level you are on, but only the footprints that they've made since, you know, you brutally killed them. There are a set of tracks, however, that head in a direct straight line from the place you came into the alleyway straight into the well. There appear to be more than one set of tracks as well. You can't tell if it's multiple different individuals or the same person, but there appear to be more than one set of tracks made over the last day, week. They sort of lay one over the other. It becomes difficult to tell.
In we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into the abyss.
We're descending.
Okay.
I imagine that the acid's probably worn off by now.
Just a little, hopefully. So, yes, you descend 10 foot, 20 foot, 30 foot down, and then you come into a weird underground structure that the bottom of this ladder leads into a spiral staircase that continues slightly further down by probably about another 10 foot, and then there appears to be a corridor heading off in what you imagine to be a southward direction. And we're going to leave it there.
Brilliant. Thank you. That is cool. That was
Good.
really, really good. I was so concerned that we were going to find absolutely nothing. And
Like,
then,
by the end of the fight, I had forgotten about the well, so I was like, where can we go now? What's the next clue? And then, oh yeah, the well, right.
That
Nice.
thing that Andrus opened that triggered this entire chaos.
Yeah, I was like, this can't be fruitless. We've had intel that's brought us to here. There's got to be something. I was like, look, try on the way out. Just try the well. You know, I thought at first it was like an entrance to the sewer, and maybe they were like getting in and out of this house that way. That's all I was like thinking. I didn't think this was going to suddenly be an entrance to some sort of.
Always the sewer. I mean, / well. There's always something. I was just like, you got into this alleyway, and it was like there's this really obvious like thing that like empty alleyway with this like well.
yeah, the map's got some suspicious-looking boxes that might be hiding an entrance to something, and then there's this thing in the middle that no one's asked about. Let's hope they ask about it.
Yeah, and then you unlock a door and just like, okay, we'll make up a house as we go along. It's always the way. I was like, oh god.
Important question though.
Yeah.
Have we leveled up?
Have you leveled up? I will double check because currently you're level 5. So, do you want to know the really disappointing news?
Oh,
You gained 90 XP,
oh.
which
That's not
means
real.
you need 10 XP to level
No, we got that
up.
10 exploring the house. We got that 10
Oh,
from just
oh,
bumping around the house.
Oh, didn't
Looking to blacksmith.
when Andrews opened the well, a trap went off. Oh no, that was an arrow from the guys, right? From
Yeah.
the hunters. Okay.
That was indeed.
Must have got something more from Paul Dream. She really likes us. That's a solid negotiation.
I'm pretty sure that was
Especially-
minus 90 XP just for that encounter.
I think she especially appreciated the fire display I started.
In her back garden.
I think Zeke managed to earn like at least 10 bonus XP for not setting the office of Pauldreen on fire.
I have a feeling she's definitely going to betray us at some point, and we're just going to get rounded up at some point. She's just going to have.
I'm going to be nice. Can you all roll a d20 and tell me the result?
Be nice, he's not nice. This is
12
a
on
trick.
the dice.
Can I hero point it?
Nope.
13.
So that was 12, a 13,
And a 3.
a 3,
And a 19 live
a
on camera.
19.
Nice.
So 12 at 13. Oh, math. Why did I do this? I've added math to myself. 16, 28. So yes, you can have 10 XP.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
As your
Thanks for
average, your
Thanks for
average
that.
was above
Thanks for
10.
that. Oh, nice.
Oh, that's great.
Brilliant,
So,
brilliant.
you do realise, however, you're now levelling up early. So what that'll mean is changes might have to be made to the adventure path.
Oh no.
But that's fine
Oh no.
because
Yeah.
you're levelling up early.
Well,
But yeah, you are now level 6. Mostly because you might need it where you're entering next.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, into the layer. That is
But,
cool.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Obviously, the next game will be on the normal sort of schedule of the normal date, which will be the 16th. So less than 2 weeks to wait, which is nice.
nice.
But yeah, again, a really great little session, and one that took a slight turn, as it were, when we expected to. In my head, the classic well was pretty obvious, but clearly not as much as I expected, as often is the case, because people never do what you expect. But they've ended up discovering it, and after sort of a little bit of, as it were, wasted time looking through an empty building that was built on the fly, as with a lot of things when working with players that like to go off piste, as it were. But it was really enjoyable, great little bit of RP role playing. Slightly lengthy combat than expected, but I think again that's one of those things where a little bit of tweaking on the fly where they weren't quite prepared. I mean, again, the 3 individuals could have stayed on the rooftops, and I think it would have probably killed all of them, and that wasn't the intention of that combat. It was more of a alerting them to something more sinister. But we will see what they discover as they delve the depths of this little hideout. And yeah, look forward to seeing you on the next session on the 16th.